Hi, I am Lalit Vasist. In this video, we will see 10 scientific proofs that will make you believe in the existence of God. Does God really exist has always been a subject of debate. But here I have 10 reasons to convince you that God actually exists. So without wasting time, let's directly come to the point. But first, let me tell you what are different proofs of existence of God that we are going to discuss here. Number 1. Similar geometrical patterns seen everywhere in the nature indicate a single creator, the God. Number 2. Unbelievable complexity of the DNA code and the cell. Number 3. We see intelligent design of the creator in everything in the universe, whether it is living or non-living thing. Number 4. Similar designs found at the microscopic level of atoms and the planetary system is an indication of God's signature everywhere. Number 5. Everything that exists must have a cause. Therefore, universe had a cause, which was caused by an uncaused identity known as the God. Number 6. Delicate balance, connection, and interdependency that we see in the whole universe is again an indication of one supreme power. Number 7. Fine-tuned universe and extremely precise nature's physical constants point to a super intelligent creator. Number 8. The whole universe acts as a very big machine, subdivided into infinite number of smaller machines, which proves that there must be a single mind behind it. Number 9. Non-physical aspects to human consciousness lead to indirect evidence of God. Number 10. There must be a supreme power or supreme intelligence that controls and guides all the objects to their final purpose. Now let's discuss all of these 10 proofs one by one. Number 1. Similar geometrical patterns seen everywhere in the nature indicate a single creator, the God. If you look around you, you will find signature of God on different things, even on your body. Have you ever heard about golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence, which is present in many natural things? Actually, if any object is designed using golden ratio or Fibonacci sequence, its proportions and patterns are pleasing to the eye. But what is this golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence, and where it is found in nature? Numerically, the golden ratio is represented as ratio 1 to 1.61. This ratio is also called as phi, also pronounced as phi. And here is the Fibonacci sequence: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and so on. Observe, in the Fibonacci sequence, each number is the sum of the two numbers that precede it. It's surprising to note that there are numerous examples in nature where we can find the presence of golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence. Like in many flowers, number of petals are one of the numbers present in the Fibonacci sequence. For example, buttercups have 5 petals, the chicory 21. The daisy contains 34 petals, and so on. Note that all these numbers are present in the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is also found on many fruits and vegetables like pine cones, pineapples, cauliflowers, etc. Golden ratio, that is 1 to 1.61, is found in various parts of the human body, like the ratio of the height of an adult to the height of their navel. Golden ratio also appears in the length of the forearm to that of the hand. On observing, you can easily find the golden ratio in your fingers, on your face, and many other places on the body. Not only this, it's present in our DNA. The DNA molecule for each full cycle of its double helix spiral is 21 angstroms wide and 34 angstroms long. Both of these numbers, 21 and 34, are present in the Fibonacci sequence. And if we find the ratio of these numbers, we see the golden ratio, that is 1.61. Here I have covered only few examples. Actually, the whole universe is full of such examples where you can find the golden ratio. Architects and designers also use the golden ratio to create buildings and designs to make them look more beautiful. Number 2. Unbelievable complexity of the DNA code and the cell. I'm personally fascinated by this idea as I can understand how difficult it is to make the computer do any task by writing a code. Then what will you think when you find an extremely complex and long code placed inside your DNA, which is found inside the nucleus of all the cells of your body? Here, the point is information comes from intelligence. According to researchers, they have not found any physical law by which matter itself can create information. Information cannot generate randomly. There has to be some intelligence behind it. As a computer is instructed to perform any task using binary code, that is ones and zeros, in the same way the code that is placed inside DNA is written in the language of four letters A, G, T, and C. These four letters A, G, T, C actually are four types of chemicals found in the DNA molecule. AGTC is an acronym for adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. Do you want to know how does an instruction of the DNA code look like? As 101010111100 is an example of a computer program instruction in the binary language with letters ones and zeros. In the same way, AGCGTG TAACACCTGCT is an example of an instruction in the DNA code. This instruction of the code is written by the arrangements of four chemicals A, T, G, and C. Complete DNA code is written in this language of programming, which is responsible for performing each and every task of our body, ranging from simple to highly complex. Not only this, the code also stores the genetic information that we inherit from our ancestors, and we transfer it to our next generations. The complete code is copied to the new cells before any cell dies. According to Dr. Francis Collins, director of the Human Genome Project, one can think of DNA as an instructional script, a software program sitting in the nucleus of the cell. How can we think that this incredibly long code, having 3 billion letters, which is unbelievably complex, performs highly sophisticated functions, and is the densest storage of information in the universe, can be written without any superintelligence behind it? Who is the programmer of our genome? It indicates that this programmer can be no one other than the God itself. Now, if we think about the cell, then it's again a miracle. The cell is like a planned city in itself. Human cell is far more superior and complex than the most complex man-made structure. Large number of tiny, incredibly complex biomachines working continuously at incredibly high speed and with great accuracy inside the cell can boggle your mind. All of these work automatically and in perfect coordination. In short, we can say it's actually a miracle of some super intelligent creator which indicates the existence of God. Number 3. We see intelligent design of the creator in everything in the universe, whether it is living or non-living thing. All the things in the nature are designed so beautifully that it becomes almost impossible to neglect an intelligent designer behind it. If someone argues that this beautiful design is mere a coincidence or made by chance, then I have a short story for him. Suppose you are walking along a beach and suddenly you found a wristwatch on the ground. You observed that the watch is very beautiful and is perfectly designed. It has numerous intricate and small parts running in perfect synchronism. This awesome watch would remind you of the person who has designed it. What is the chance that you think that the watch has not been designed by someone? I know you will never think in this way, but what happens when we see infinite number of naturally designed things with designs far more superior than the humans have ever designed? We see astonishing designs in flowers, birds, insects, animals, humans, trees, complex structures like DNA, cells, atoms, planets, stars, galaxies, and the whole universe. This list is limitless. Then, how one can be sure of a designer in case of the watch example, but doubts the presence of a designer even on finding so many beautiful examples of designed objects in nature? We also know that beautifully designed objects in nature have always been an inspiration for the designers and artists. Then, how can we neglect the super designer who has been the great guru of all the human designers? Does he need more designs to make you believe in him? If they are not designed by humans, then who has designed all these things? Isn't it enough to prove the existence of the supreme designer who has also designed us? Number 4. Similar designs found at the microscopic level of atoms and the planetary system is an indication of God's signature everywhere. When we look into an atom, what we see? We see many electrons revolving around the nucleus in their orbits. Not only the electrons revolve around the nucleus, but also they spin at their axis. Doesn't it closely resembles the planetary system, where planets revolve around their star while also spinning on their axis? Almost similar motion is observed at even the larger scale of galaxies. Actually, the solar system is not stationary. It moves around the center of the galaxy. It means almost similar design is observed on the microscopic and cosmic level, which indicates a single mind behind this all. It is his style of design or his signature on every piece of his work that encourages us to believe in his existence. Number 5. Everything that exists must have a cause. Therefore, universe had a cause which was caused by an uncaused identity known as the God. Actually, whatever begins to exist has a cause, and the universe began to exist. Therefore, we can say that the universe had a cause. But the cause that caused the universe has to be uncaused. So it is argued that this first cause, which was uncaused, is actually the God. Number 6. Delicate balance, connection, and interdependency that we see in the holy universe again is an indication of one supreme power. If we look at the nature, we see that we all are connected. Even the non living things have deep connections with the living things. We cannot survive without each other. We need other humans, animals, insects, microorganisms, trees, and many non living things for our mutual survival. We know various cycles in nature like water cycle, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, and many others that clearly indicate how everything is interconnected in this beautiful nature. The Creator has made us in such a way that we are incomplete or cannot survive without each other. It shows there must be a sensitive, logical, and super intelligent mind behind it who delivered a message of love, connection, and interdependency in His creation to keep us free from ego. How this deep understanding of love and infinite intelligence in design come from randomness or by chance? Isn't it the evidence of God? Number 7. Fine tuned universe and extremely precise nature's physical constants point to a super intelligent creator. Fine tuning refers to extremely precise value of nature's physical constants. Scientists have calculated that our universe would not have existed even if there were small changes in the values of the physical constants. The universe is so fine tuned that there is a delicate balance of conditions necessary for sustaining life. Let's understand it with the help of an example. If the force of the Big Bang explosion had been different by 10 raised to minus 60, life would be impossible. According to famous physicist Stephen Hawking, if the rate of the universe's expansion 1 second after the Big Bang had been smaller by even one part in 100,000 million, the universe would have recollapsed into a hot fireball due to gravitational attraction. Therefore, it is argued that if the probability of achieving such perfect conditions is extremely low, then the God must have been responsible for the fine tuning of the universe. The whole universe acts as a very big machine, subdivided into infinite number of smaller machines, which proves that there must be a single mind behind it. If you observe carefully, the whole universe would look like a single great machine. At lower scale, this grand machine has subdivisions. All these parts of the great machine are working in perfect synchronism with each other. We can keep on observing the subdivisions of the grand machine to any lower level that our human mind can trace and understand. Like in a machine, every part of it has its own function to perform. In the same way, all the parts of the universe machine are important for its non-stop working. This intelligent design style and planned way of performing tasks by dividing it into smaller units again points to the superintelligence, the God. Number 9. Non-physical aspects to human consciousness lead to indirect evidence of God. After many researches, it has been found that it is not possible to explain human consciousness by the mechanisms of brain and human body. It shows that there must be non-physical aspects to human consciousness. Let me tell you, even the thoughts and emotions are physical processes, but the experience of consciousness is completely non-physical, which is still a mystery. But we know that the non physical and physical are linked and interact with each other. This surprising interaction is only possible with some intelligent design which needs a designer. It is suggested that this designer can be no one other than the God. Number 10. There must be a supreme power or supreme intelligence that controls and guides all the objects to their final purpose. On observing the universe, you can find that all the things are ordered towards a purpose, whether they are living or non living. It appears that they all are guided by some superintelligence, which is pushing and moving them towards an end or some goal. Things do not seem to move randomly. You may find many examples of it in the universe, like planets are following well-ordered path. Sun rises and sets on a fixed routine. Leaves in the plant make food for the tree by the process of photosynthesis. Cells in the body are synthesizing protein. Digestive system, respiratory system are doing their job perfectly without even our notice. Water cycle in nature is maintained automatically, and so on. It seems that everyone and everything has been assigned a task to perform by some supreme power which is controlling the whole universe.